Take me out to California.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. On this channel we talk about positive mindset, how to live a life that you really love, and also talk about my family life as well, as a mum of two girls, Brooke, who is 8, and Texas, who is currently 6. Today on my channel I wanted to talk to you about a topic that I talked about on a Facebook Live not long ago, and I had a lot of messages from you guys because I guess it's kind of an eye-opening topic to discuss, and it is something that I think that I have had in the past, and this is being addicted to your own struggle, being addicted to the struggle in life. Now, most of us, I guess, when we talk about our lives, we think, well, of course I don't want things to be hard. I want it to be easy. I don't want things to be a struggle. I want my life to be amazing and calm and all of this good stuff. However, sometimes when you look a little bit deeper on how things have become in your life, you might find that you have become addicted to the struggle, addicted to the highs and lows, the drama, the challenge, the getting back up, that feeling of being able to overcome things. And I think for many years as an actress, so I started out as an actress, and when I was an actor, you know, everything's very up and down as an actor. You were on this constant roller coaster of feast or famine, and exciting things, and then nothing, and struggle, and it's all real, you know, it just feels like that all of the time. And I think there is a level of it maybe coming from the ego a little bit, so that in some way, if you can overcome it, then you're better than other people. Not that this is a conscious thought, but that actually under the surface, there's an element of that I can do this. There's, you know, this whole mentality of just get back up, good, you know, this warrior mentality. And I think that for many years, personally, I saw myself doing that. And then, you know, for those of you that have followed this channel for a while, there has been some genuine struggles in my life over the last 8 years or so, with my husband's death being the major one. But before that, there was the fact he had brain cancer. There was 2 pregnancies that were difficult. I had preeclampsia. I then found out that I have a blood condition called Hughes syndrome, or APS, which only affects me in pregnancy. I don't seem to have any issues with it otherwise, but I had to inject heparin into my pregnant belly. My daughter was early. My first daughter was 6 weeks early. We were in hospital with her. Then she had meningitis. There was a whole heap of stuff. But I think that without even realizing it, because you're constantly up and down emotionally, when you have a few of these dramas, you can actually get used to being in that fight or fight state, that you're constantly there, that the drama that you feel in those moments actually propels you to do stuff. And I've spoken about in the past how they say that you do your best work in times of inspiration or times of desperation. And I've always said, when my back's against the wall, I will create something, I will do work, I will, you know, be braver than I have before. And there are elements of that that are really positive and really useful in our lives. And if you can build that. So my video just totally cut off on me. Obviously, when you're in flow, and it just stops. So what I was saying is, if you can use the resilience that you have, and that feeling, you know, of being able to get back up, then that can be really, really useful. And there is certainly an element of a certain amount of stress helps us to be very productive, and that's scientifically proven, that if we have a certain amount, not too much so that we then are overwhelmed and we, you know, burn out and all that stuff, but if we can have a certain amount of stress, it actually helps us and propels us. But if we are getting addicted to struggle, and it stops us from feeling good in the long run. So we don't want that. A little bit is okay, but a lot of it, and being addicted to that drama, that feeling of being in that fight or flight, is actually long term no good for you. So I found that when my husband died, and the dust had settled and people had gone back to their lives, and you know, it was me having to find my feet and work out, you know, my new normal. What I realized actually, you know, without the hospital appointments, without chemotherapy, radiotherapy, without going to the hospice, without journalists ringing me, without having to help other people, having to find, you know, people to help me look after the kids, without all that noise, when he died, there was suddenly this calm. There was suddenly this this time of realizing that yes, we were dealing with grief, which has its, you know, it obviously has its own stuff. There was actually a level of calm in our lives, and I suddenly realized that there was almost an anxiety within me because I was waiting for the next thing to drop, the next thing. Now, most of you who follow this channel will know that I'm a big believer in developing a really strong resilience, because we need it. And I'm also a very look the tiger in the eye kind of person, and things will go wrong in our lives, and we can't, you know, avoid those things. We are never going to have everything easy breezy. But what I do think we get taught is that things have to, in order for things to mean something, they have to be hard. And it's just not true. I think what can happen is we then begin to feel guilty when our lives aren't hard, because other people's lives are hard. And I know that I have struggled with this in the past, that and even still do, because I have a really good life. The truth is, you know, I've made big, important decisions, and I've, you know, perhaps when I was younger, I worked a lot harder when other people were going on holidays and doing other things. So it has meant that now my life is, you know, I'm a parent, I'm a single parent, so it's not easy, but there are lots of aspects of my life that are, and I don't take that for granted. But there are times when you can almost feel guilty for not having some struggle there, for not having some drama. And it's a weird thing because you don't consciously think that, but it's really worth having a look at your life. And is there an element of attracting some of the drama, almost looking, not consciously? So if you're sat there going, loads of stuff's happened in my life that's horrendous, yeah, I'm not to blame. I'm not asking you to put blame on yourself. Always worth having a look where we can control certain things, because we can't control the outside stuff, but we can control us. So we can control our reaction to it. And if you find that actually you've become used to being in that state of drama, in that state of struggle, is there a way that you can start to recognize that and realize it doesn't have to be like that? Because if you are always anticipating struggle, believe me, your brain will seek out more things for you to struggle over. That's just the way it works. It's the law of attraction. And our brains run on something, an unconscious bias that we want to be right. So we have this bias where we want to be proven right. So if we are feeding in, the world is hard, everything, nothing that I want is going to come easy to me, and there's always another drama. If that's what you're telling your brain will find it. It's too easy for it not to find it. And so you will find yourself being that person that has always got a thing to talk about. I actually spoke to a lady on Instagram today who admitted that was her, and it sparked some of this video because she said that she a wonderful lady, and she just started a business, and she was saying that she was always the person that people go, oh my god, you just don't have any luck, do you? You don't seem to have any luck. There's always a thing with you. But I do think I don't know this lady's full circumstances, but I think that a lot of us become very addicted to that, and we become very addicted to having another thing. And actually, when there's not another thing, sometimes it's hard to know what your place is without that. And actually, I think there's an element of, on a personal point of view, that I felt an element of that. Again, not consciously, but when I look at it, where certain feelings are coming from, it's like there's not another thing to be doing, to be dealing with. There's a silence, there's a calm. And when there's a calm, I guess that's the time when you've got to look at yourself and what you want, and you've got to do something else. But I really want you to start realizing that life doesn't have to be hard. It's a myth. It is a myth. Things will happen, sure. Resilience is good, you know, get yourself back up when things happen, but it doesn't have to be hard. For something to feel worthwhile, I hear it a lot, you know, like nothing that we want comes easy and you have to work hard. Sometimes you just have to work smarter. You have to work smarter. And that's definitely something that I have learned. And I am a grafter. I will be that, I have definitely been that person that has been a busy fool, chasing my tail. When my husband was alive and before the kids, we used to work job after job after job. You know, outside of being an actor, I was, you know, modeling, and I was also doing promotional type work where you give out freebies, and me and my husband would take on like 3 jobs a day sometimes, and we were constant, and we were used to that level, and that's fine. You know, you can have an element of that in your life. Certainly when you're young, you can take that, but long term, that is not a space for you to be in. There doesn't always have to be this busyness. There's something really wonderful in realizing that you don't have anything to do. You know, there's something nice in that. And I certainly, as I get older, and some of you that are watching this are going to be really young and full of like, and you're going to be super fast paced, but me as you know, Grandma Holly at 34, I'm starting to recognize the really simple things in life, and that you can, you know, you can definitely press propel, is that the right word? Yes it is, propel. That didn't sound like a word. You know when you say a word and you think, that doesn't sound like a word anymore. Propel. I think it's because I said press propel, and it just sounded very Peppa Pig for a minute. Propel, you can propel yourself, but then you can also pause and take time out for yourself as well. So I think it's important to have moments where you go hell for leather and it's fun and it's enjoyable, but that you're not always looking for another thing. Yeah. Are you addicted to the struggle? Have a look at your life. Are you always the person that goes straight for the gossip? Oh, guess what happened? Oh, another thing's happened. And when you talk to a friend, how do you converse? Think about the conversations that you start. Is it always the drama? Are you the person that tells people who got cancer, who got sick, who broke up with who? Think about the topics that you're picking. Seriously, because if you are always that person, I've had people this week tagging me on some stuff, and it's kind of, I know people do it with like the best intentions. I don't want to talk about death and cancer and grief, even though I talk about that stuff on here. I talk about it on here largely because I want to open up the conversation, but it isn't something I get off on. Like, I don't enjoy seeing somebody's sad story. It's not what I enjoy at all. What I enjoy in the things that I do is being able to help people to see how they can tweak their life and feel great. That's what I enjoy. But I find sometimes people want to tag me in stuff about like another person who's died, another sad story, and I've had it a little bit this week, and I'm like, how do you say to somebody like, no, I don't want to read a story about that, because really and truly in my life right now, I want calm, I want no struggle, and the struggles will come because it's life, like things happen, but I am fully not looking for it, and I'm letting go of any guilt surrounding that, because we all make choices in our lives, and I have made choices that have meant that I am able to wake up in the morning and do what I want mostly. I'm not saying it's like lavish, but I can make some quite calm decisions, and that's a nice position to be in. And in the past I would have felt really guilty, and I would have looked for, I guess, a drama, unintentionally, not consciously, but I think there's an element of that in us. So I would love it if you had a little look at your life, and if you feel that you are that person that's always, there's always a thing, look at why that might be. And if there's a way that you can do a bit of a detox of this. So listen to the words that you're saying, listen to the conversations that you're starting, listen to, you know, look at the things that you are watching on TV. because often what happens is, not only do we, if we can't find our fix of our drama, of our struggle in our life, if it's just got all too easy at the minute, we will look for our drama in the TV shows that we watch. Now, hands up, I love Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and I do love a crime drama. I do, but I feel like now I can kind of hack it. It doesn't impact me. If I'm feeling rubbish, I shouldn't watch shows like that, because actually our brain can't tell the difference between that fear that we're feeling when we watch something, or that sadness, and the reality. So you still go through the process of that. So I can't, if I'm feeling rubbish, watching those shows is not going to help me. But actually we also, you know, we have an addiction, you know, when we're watching TV shows, we look for the drama elsewhere. Or maybe you go on YouTube and you look for, you know, YouTube drama and spilling the tea videos and things like that. Is there always that need for a drama in your life? Are you not satisfied when there's, you know, just a cool, calm, easy breezy, nice life? Have a little look. It's just worth starting the conversation. Are you addicted to struggle? You might go, pew, light bulb moment, and be like, oh my gosh, that's why I'm not feeling great. It's because I'm looking for drama. And you, again, when we have this, it's so strange when you recognize that you do it. When you find one of these beliefs that are like under the surface, these things that we do, it's very interesting, because then you just suddenly realize why things kept coming to you, why you kept seeing horrible things everywhere. Because if you look for horrible things, you will see more of them. Your brain is going, that's what Holly wants to see more of, more painful things, and then people send me tweets about them. That's what happens. So maybe I need to just do a little detox at the moment and make sure that I'm not allowing drama into my world. Maybe missed a trick, haven't I? I'm talking about struggle on a video about struggle, which is that part of the problem? Mind blown. I think we should finish this video, and I'm just gonna go and watch like waterfalls and serenity, stuff like that, probably. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure that you do drop me a subscribe, click the bell so you get notified when I do a video, drop me a comment below, and share this far and wide with your loved ones who you want to be happy. Thanks for all your support, guys. Peace out.
Take me out to